I think Reddit is the only place that I feel anonymous right now. This whole week, I've either gotten a text message or phone call asking if I was sleeping. I've gotten friend requests and follows by different profiles of different names, but with all the same picture, just a red block. This would be followed up without a fail by a guy in a red hoodie ponding at my door every night this week at around 10:30. Right now, I'm waiting for it to happen again. I live by myself in the city, and half of my apartment complex is completely empty. In my side, the nearest person to me is on the other side of the pool. I don't deal in drugs, and I don't browse the deep web or any stupid shit like that. I'm afraid to answer the door, and the police said that they'd cruise around at 10:30 twice this week, and they haven't showed up. I expect them tonight as well, but who knows. I guess it's because I'm a guy that don't want to put too much effort into. Red-hooded guy, whatever the fuck your deal is, and we are not going to meet, and you are going to get arrested. I used to take the bus everywhere. I'd go to my piano lessons downtown on the bus, and I'd be back by 9:30 unless I missed the bus or something happened to it. One night I missed it twice because I was in this little store using the restroom and it passed. And the second time the bus literally drove past me without stopping even though I was waving my arms. I was sitting at the bus stop at about 9:20 p.m. on this lonely street downtown when a car stopped in front of me and rolled down the window. This guy asked me if I wanted a ride. I couldn't see his face because it was dark and he had a deep but sweet voice. I politely declined. Come on, it's not safe for a beautiful young girl like yourself to be out here alone. I said, I'm fine, thanks. He said okay and drove off. A few minutes later, the bus came and I happily got on. I got to my bus stop and started walking home. The bus stop closest to my house was about a 20-minute walk. I was walking down the street when I had an unnerving feeling. It was dark and much later than my usual time to be walking out, but it wasn't that. It was something else. I looked around and noticed a parked car a few ways behind me. I kept walking down the sidewalk. I heard a soft noise such as an engine to a car. I looked back and realised the car behind me was on and had their headlights off. I started walking faster. The car drove closer to me and a chill ran down my spine when I recognised it. It was the same damn car from before. It got next to me and rolled down the window. Are you sure you don't want to ride? The creep asked. I couldn't believe that he'd followed me. I wanted to say something boldly and show him I wasn't afraid for him to leave me alone, but what came out was a quivering no thanks. I started speed walking, but the guy sped up and parked right over the sidewalk, nearly running me over. I screamed and ran from the car, but the guy opened the door and grabbed me. I was 17 at the time, and a whopping 109 pounds, so much my kicks and punches against him were not a match. I was sure I was dead. The next thing I know was a pair of headlights pointed straight at us and honking like crazy. The man turned around and tried to shove me at the car, but it was more distracted by the other car now. It was my dad and brother. It turns out they hadn't noticed I wasn't at home, because I always got home and just locked myself in my room. When they realised I wasn't at home, they drove to the bus stop where I get on, and they saw me getting attacked by the man. My brother jumped out of our car so fast and came running at us. The man dropped me and tried getting in his car, but my dad had gotten us too, and both of him and my brother proceeded to beat the guy up. My brother then took me to our car while the dad had the man pinned down. We called the cops and the guy was arrested. Long story short, he got convicted and turns out he'd been in jail before for indecent exposure to a young girl. He had just tried to go to the next level by kidnapping me and doing whatever the hell he would have done. I got picked up for the rest of the year instead of taking the bus home, and I got a taser and pepper spray and defence lessons. I'm pretty good at self-defence now, but luckily I haven't had to use it. My dad and brother saved me that night, but creepy man, let's not meet again.